and then my dad got a brand new tractor, a bigger one, on the John Deere's with the big pony wheels in the front.
How much do you think it cost?
I don't know.
Like in today, how much do tractors cost?
Right, hundreds of thousands, right?
Whoa, okay.
But in the thousands, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
So I get on this, and I says, I forget what the kid's name was. He said, come in with me, and we're going down the road, and I said, well, I think I could do it with this big guy. It'll go faster. So I put the gas to it, and there's just this left brake and right brake, so I just hit the left brake, and I started swinging it around. The next thing I know, it went over my head, like this. It ripped out every seam in my pants, my shirt. There was tread marks on my skin, all the way up from my feet, and the tractor tire, the big one, was about that far from my head.
And all the several thousand pounds associated with the tire.
Yes. Plus the
rotation?
Oh, it was ripped out to hell. The radiator was all bent up, and the steering wheel comes way up out of it, and that was all just laid in a big hunk. And I cracked the transmission, which is cast iron, all the way along, and so the kid, he went home and got my dad. My dad was...
Were you still laying under the tractor still?
Yeah.
Unable to get out?
Where am I going to go?
You couldn't get out?
No, I wasn't under the tractor. The tractor was all in back of me, just that much. That much. Had I gone just a little slower, my head would have been underneath that. You guys wouldn't have been around.
And just a twinkle in your eye.
Yeah. So he came. He was very upset.
And I can imagine how you would have been if one of your kids had done that.
Kind of puts a little different perspective on when I crayoned on the walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very upset, and somehow I said, Dad, I don't know how he picked up come back and pick up the pieces or whatever, and he went and had it all. He was very upset. That's all I can tell you.
Did you get punished? Or you just said, it's okay, son?
The punishment would have been none talking for, I don't know. I forget.
Well,
But all I know is I said to myself, I'm joining the Marine Corps because this is the only way this is going to get paid for. So I went in the Marine Corps, and I had to pay him. I had to pay him for getting that fixed.
Oh, so you paid your dad, so that was the punishment, pay for it. And that's why, wait a minute, that's why you actually went in the Marine Corps, is to pay for the tractor?
Pretty much, when you come right down to it, yeah.
So it wasn't to serve your country or anything?
Yeah, what was all that crap earlier today? Yeah, I went in the Marine Corps because I wanted to give something. Oh, that was the volunteer fire department.
Yeah, we're getting the two mixed up.
That was, it was a fun thing when I was doing it anyway, doing those wheelies in the...
And so he went into the Marine Corps, and did you hear the story about the Jeeps that he rolled over? You haven't heard those yet either? Okay, so...
He doesn't tell me these.
Continue. Continue. So we
Well,
have
you
this.
could-
We have this
You could tell it.
history.
You could tell it.
Did I say anything that was inaccurate earlier?
We're
no.
down at this Marine Corps base or naval base was so big. I mean, Guantanamo Bay is huge, and we'd go out on patrol every night, and then the corporal of the guard, he comes down, and I see him coming way. I could just see his headlights. There's no other traffic on it, you know. This is out in the boonies next to the being right in Cuba. So I see him coming, and I said to my shotgun man, I said, we'll turn the lights off and we'll go in the dark towards him, and as we just get before him, I'll flash him. Well, needless to say, but when he got to where we were over in the dish, looking up in the oh dear.
Did you flash him then?
Your headlights went straight up.
He said, what the hell are you doing? I said, we were just having some fun.
Let me ask you, was it fun the next day?
No, not when I went up on officer charges, and they threw me in the brig for 2 or 3 days.
What?
What? Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. And I had to pay for that bumper or whatever else.
So what did you do? Join the Navy to pay for what you grew in the Marines?
It was a good thing for one to suffer.
I'll pay it up in tractor parts. No, it was crazy. Yeah, we're all walking down this lane, and there was a farmer I used to work for, and he's got all these cows down at the far end and horses. And I said, let's just get up in the tree, and when they come through here, we'll take a ride, jump on them, and take a ride.
You come from smart stock.
It was about the dumbest thing I could imagine. Oh, okay, everybody climbs the trees, and then we're waiting, and nothing's happening. Well, finally one came through, and nobody else jumps. I seem to be the only one to do these stupid things.
Yeah. These are the same buddies where you got the Mohawks with and the Marines.
No.
You're getting into the Dream Marines.
No, those guys are all gone.
Okay. So, all right. And so what, pray tell, happened? You jumped on the horse and...
I went to jump on the horse, and my presence disturbed the hell out of him. He reared up, and the next thing I know, I'm looking up in the air, and this hoof comes right down, and it landed right there. That's where it was. It was. I tell you, he could have killed me just like, all he had to do is crush your head like.
Another time you almost were porn.
It was fun.
Okay, so you're doing KP duty or something. You're moving sugar sacks.
Yeah,
and one breaks, right?
We're moving it like crazy. Hey, I got nothing else to do. I'm a truck driver. All I do is go back to where the trucks are, and I crawl up in the back and go to sleep. That's all I did every day.
Sounds tough duty. Oh no, I did. I remember seeing pictures of you on the lifeguard seat, watching in your swimsuit, watching the beach. You did do that, right?
Yep.
Right?
Watching
The girls.
watching the pool. What's pool?
Oh, was it pool? Wasn't
Yeah.
a beach? Okay, I didn't see that. I just saw the picture of you and the
picture of him
wife.
sitting in this little.
You still have that?
Yep.
You do. Okay.
Yeah, I said, well, let's move this right along. There were 25-pound bags, and it's on a conveyor, and I'm pushing a living one goes on the ground. Just the whole thing is gone, 25 pounds. He says, clean it up. I says, I don't want to tell you what I told him. So that's when they wrote me up on charges for that too.
Oh, I can't understand it.
They brought me up in captain's orders again. I said,
Captain got to know you pretty well, didn't he?
yeah, they didn't like me. He didn't like me too well. And
It's kind of like the frequent flyer club that you have here at the emergency room, right?
Right.
So, oh, Ashton again.
No, you don't. You mess with those people and you get a different head rolling, I guess. But
So what's the captain?
he says to me, he says, we got just a job for you. What is that? And how did we get into that story?
No, you this is your redemption.
He says, go. You have your orders to go from here to Guantanamo in 14 days, I think it was, something like that. So 14, maybe 21 days. I said, okay. But, I went to do well. And I went back in the barracks. There was only maybe 170 people there in that base, that little base that we were on. Got there and I went home for the 14 days or whatever it was. And it was nearing a real intense part of the Korean War. And so I used to hitchhike back and forth from Rochester to Norfolk. And sometimes I'd be with officers, everybody's saluting the officers that I'm sitting with. They're all in civils, but it was good. So he pulled me right in and it took me right up to where my stuff was. So I went in there and I said, it was very bare. I mean, I don't think
The barracks?
Huh?
The barracks were bare?
Yeah, there was probably maybe 20 people left out of that, I says, where did everybody go? He says, 4 days after you left here, he says, they pulled everybody's name and they sent them over to Vietnam or
Korea.
I said, okay. So I avoided the Korean War just by doing what I'd done.
Dropping a bag of sugar.
Dropping a bag of sugar